Building on the long-standing fascination with John Wayne, who commanded attention with his rugged style and strong screen presence, his wife has now stepped forward after many years to confirm rumors that had circulated for decades. For years, speculation swirled about secrets in Wayne's personal life, with whispers about his relationships and character findings that challenged the persona he portrayed on screen. It wasn't until his wife's candid interview that the truth emerged, revealing new details that surprised many fans and critics alike. She spoke openly about their life together, confirming some stories that had been dismissed, and providing insights into the man behind the legendary roles. Her confirmation sheds light on aspects of Wayne's life that were kept hidden, changing the way people see his legacy. The revelations include intimate details about his personal struggles, relationships, and the lasting impact they had on his family. As these truths come to light, they deepen the understanding of the iconic actor, making his story more complex and human. This confirmation finally puts to rest long-standing questions, offering a new perspective on John Wayne's life and legacy. Certainly, John Wayne was born with the name Marion Robert Morrison on May 26, 1907. His birthplace was at 224 South 2 Street in the small town of Winterset, Iowa. What made his birth notable was that he was a very large baby, weighing about 13 pounds, which is around 6 kilograms. This fact was reported in the local newspaper called the Winterset Medonian, specifically in the edition from May 30th on page 4. People in his community were amazed when they heard about his size at birth. Later in life, Wayne said that his middle name was changed from Robert to Michael. He said this happened when his parents decided to name their next son Robert. However, research has not found official records showing this change. It is possible that the change was informal or that official papers no longer exist. Despite this, his legal name remained Marion Robert Morrison throughout his life. Some people also called him Marion Michael Morrison, but this was not his official name. His father's name was Clyde Leonard Morrison, who was the son of Marion Mitchell Morrison, a veteran of the American Civil War. His mother, Mary Molly Alberta Brown, came from Lancaster County in Nebraska. Wayne's family background was diverse, with roots in Scottish, Scotch-Irish, English, and Irish heritage. His great-great-grandfather, Robert Morrison, came from County Antrim in Ireland and immigrated with his mother in 1799. They settled in Adams County, Ohio. The Morrison family originally came from the Isle of Lewis, which is part of the Outer Hebrides in Scotland. Because of this heritage, John Wayne was raised in the Presbyterian faith, reflecting his family's religious and cultural background. His early life story shows a mix of large family size, humble beginnings, and a rich ancestral connection to Ireland and Scotland. Certainly, when Wayne was young, his family moved multiple times, starting with a relocation to Palmdale, California, which was a small town known for its rural setting. The family's journey did not stop there, as in 1916 they moved again, this time settling in Glendale, California. They found a more stable life at 404 Isabel Street, where Wayne's father secured work as a pharmacist. This employment provided some stability for the family during a time of constant change. As a young boy, Wayne attended Glendale Union High School, where he quickly made a name for himself, both in academics and sports. He worked hard in school, earning good grades and showing leadership qualities. His athletic talent was obvious, and he was an active member of the football team, often helping his team win games with his determination and strength. Besides sports, Wayne was also involved in debating, showcasing his ability to speak confidently and think quickly. He was a leader among his classmates, serving as the president of the Latin Society, which indicates his interest in languages and history. Additionally, he often contributed to the school newspapers, especially writing for the sports column, sharing updates and stories about the games and athletes. These years in high school were important for Wayne because they helped him develop the discipline, confidence, and charisma that would later make him a famous actor. His time at Glendale early on shaped much of his future success, giving him the foundation to overcome challenges and pursue his dreams. After high school, John Wayne had big dreams of joining the U.S. Naval Academy. However, his academic performance was not good enough, and he was not accepted because of his poor grades. Undeterred, he turned his attention to the University of Southern California and decided to major in pre-law. During his time at USC, Wayne threw himself into campus life, becoming a member of the Trojan Knights and the Sigma Chi fraternity. These groups gave him the chance to make friends and build a network of connections that would be helpful in his future career. Standing at an impressive 1.94 meters tall, Wayne was a natural athlete. He joined the USC football team and played under the famous coach Howard Jones. His tall stature and athletic skill made him a valuable player on the team. But his sports career was cut short when he broke his collarbone during a body surfing accident. Wayne kept quiet about how he got hurt because he was worried about how Coach Jones would react. This injury had serious consequences because Wayne lost his athletic scholarship, which was his main way of paying for school. Without the scholarship, he faced financial struggles and had to leave USC before finishing his degree. Despite these setbacks, Wayne's early aspirations and collegiate experiences helped shape his later life. Moving to Hollywood, John Wayne's rise to fame was not automatic or easy. He was just starting out and trying to find his place in the crowded film industry. At first, he worked hard doing small parts at Fox Film Corporation, often without credit. His early name was Duke Morrison, and he was considered just another young actor trying to get noticed. For some time, he struggled to get speaking roles or big parts, and he was often relegated to minor roles. Everything changed when director Raoul Walsh noticed him while Wayne was working as a prop boy, moving studio furniture. Walsh was impressed by Wayne's presence and believed in his potential. He cast him in his first starring role in the film The Big Trail in 1930. Finding a proper screen name was very important at that time. Walsh initially suggested the name Anthony Wayne, inspired by Revolutionary War General Mad Anthony Wayne. However, Fox's chief, Winfield Sheen, thought that name sounded too Italian. Walsh then proposed the name John Wayne, which Sheen agreed to. Interestingly, Wayne was not present during this discussion, so he was unaware of the new name until it was decided. Once he adopted the name John Wayne, his weekly pay was increased to $15, a significant increase for a young actor. The Big Trail was meant to be a major project, and a new kind of film for the time. It was the first big-budget outdoor sound movie, costing over $2 million, which is more than $32 million today. The film used hundreds of extras, and showed the beautiful, wide landscapes of the American Southwest. It was filmed in two formats, the regular 35mm, and a new widescreen process called Grandeur Film, which used advanced cameras and lenses. This new process was designed to make viewers feel like they were part of the scene, creating an immersive experience. Many people who saw The Big Trail in the Grandeur format loved it, and cheered because of the stunning visual effects. But only a few theaters could project the film in this widescreen format, so its reach was limited. Despite the spectacular visuals and ambitious filmmaking, The Big Trail was not a financial success when it was released, and it failed at the box office. However, modern critics now recognize the film for its pioneering efforts and its influence on future movies. Although Wayne's role in The Big Trail did not bring him immediate stardom, it was an important step in his career. It helped him reach larger audiences and open doors for future roles. This film marked the beginning of his journey to becoming one of Hollywood's most iconic stars, setting the stage for the success that would follow many years later. After experiencing a major setback in his career following the failure of a big-budget film, John Wayne found himself back in the world of smaller roles. He was used to being part of grand productions with hundreds of extras, but now he was playing a dead man in the film The Deceiver, which was a far cry from the hero image he had in mind. Despite this setback, Wayne did not give up. He managed to land the lead role in a serial called The Three Musketeers with a twist. This series was different from traditional swashbuckling stories, because these musketeers were soldiers in the French Foreign Legion fighting in North Africa. Serial films were popular at the time, and were shown in theaters. Each episode ended with a hero in danger, creating excitement and suspense. Although it wasn't the kind of big-name work that brought fame, it kept Wayne's face in the public eye. Most importantly, Wayne traveled the path of many young actors by working in low-budget westerns produced by studios like Monogram Pictures. These films, often called Poverty Row productions, had tiny budgets but served as a training ground for Wayne. Between 1930 and 1939, he starred in around 80 of these westerns, which helped him develop his acting skills. On the set, he learned more than just acting. He became familiar with riding horses, shooting guns, and even fighting in Western-style brawls. He credited himself with changing how fights were shown in Westerns, believing that heroes should fight to win rather than always fighting fair. He brought a sense of grit and realism that was new at the time, making his characters more believable and his fight scenes more intense. Despite his hard work and growing skills, Wayne was still in what people call B-movie purgatory, meaning he was not yet a household name, and it was difficult to get money for bigger projects. Everything changed when the famous director John Ford cast him in the movie Stagecoach. Ford saw potential in Wayne, but it was hard to persuade studios to take a chance on a guy known for B-movies. Eventually, an independent producer agreed to finance the film, but the catch was that Wayne would not be billed as the star. That credit went to actress Claire Trevor. However, Stagecoach turned out to be a huge success, both critically and at the box office. This breakthrough launched John Wayne into the major leagues of Hollywood. The legendary director Ford even predicted that Wayne would become a star because he was a perfect everyman, someone audiences could easily connect with and root for. As history shows, Ford's prediction came true, and John Wayne's rise to fame was unstoppable. After World War II began, Hollywood experienced a significant change as the entire industry became involved in supporting the war effort. Actors and filmmakers volunteered their services, producing propaganda films and boosting morale on the home front. John Wayne, like many others in America, felt the strong pull of patriotism and wanted to serve, but he was 34 years old when Pearl Harbor was attacked, making him somewhat older than the typical soldier. Because he had a family to support, he was granted a deferment from active duty, but he was not content to remain on the sidelines. He wrote letters to his friend John Ford, a famous director, begging to join Ford's military unit. He even filled out an application to join the Office of Strategic Services, a secret spy agency that later became part of the CIA. However, these efforts did not succeed. Wayne's contract with Republic Studios also played a role in his inability to serve on the front lines. As the studio's biggest star, releasing him to fight would have caused serious financial problems. The studio believed that allowing him to enlist could threaten their business, and even threatened to sue him if he tried to break his contract. They also lobbied the government to keep Wayne deferred from service. Despite his desire to join the fight, Wayne never saw combat during the war. Instead, he contributed to the war effort in other ways. He spent 3 months in 1943 and 1944 touring the South Pacific with the United Service Organizations, visiting soldiers and hospitals. He also took on a secret mission from the OSS, where he was sent to observe a famous general to see if he was causing trouble for the spies. Many close to Wayne said that he carried a deep sense of regret for not serving in the military during the war. It weighed heavily on him and was a lasting source of pain throughout his life. His wife later revealed that she believed his intense patriotism shown in his later movies was driven by guilt, a way for him to compensate for staying home during the conflict. This period also marked a turning point in his film career. He appeared in one of his first color movies in 1941 and got the chance to work with the legendary director Cecil B. DeMille. Around this time, Wayne began playing a broader range of characters, including those with more morally complex qualities. His patriotism and personal struggles during this time helped shape the man and actor he would become in the years that followed. Back when radio was a dominant form of entertainment, John Wayne wasn't just a movie star. He was a fixture on the airwaves. Imagine him in a soundproof studio, microphone in hand, captivating audiences with his deep, booming voice. He appeared on popular shows like The Hita Hopper Show and The Luella Parsons Show, where he would chat with famous journalists, promote his latest films, and engage in lively conversations. However, Wayne's involvement in radio wasn't limited to interviews. He also showcased his acting talents on radio dramas, often recreating scenes from his films and bringing his larger-than-life characters to life for listeners. Imagine sitting by the fire with a crackling radio, hearing Wayne deliver iconic lines from his movies. It offered a unique and immersive way to experience his work. For a brief and intriguing period, Wayne even starred in his own radio adventure series called Three Sheets to the Wind. In this spy thriller, Wayne portrayed Dan O'Brien, a detective with a peculiar secret weapon, his seemingly harmless alcoholism. This clever twist on his character allowed him to get close to bad guys while masking his true investigative skills. The show was intended to be a launchpad for a film adaptation, but, unfortunately, that never came to fruition. Sadly, no recordings of the episodes exist, leaving a significant gap in the history of radio drama for fans who might have enjoyed Wayne's unique voice in this format. Wayne also had opportunities to take on roles that were quite different from his usual tough guy persona. One notable example came when director Robert Rossen offered him the lead in All the King's Men, a film about political corruption. However, Wayne, being a staunch patriot, rejected the role because he felt the script painted America in a negative light. Ironically, the actor who took the role, Broderick Crawford, ended up winning an Oscar for his performance, defeating Wayne, who was nominated for a different film that same year. Wayne's rejection of the role was a firm stand on his principles, though it ended up costing him one of the most iconic roles in cinema history. Wayne's determination to stick to his principles sometimes led him to turn down significant opportunities. For instance, in 1950, the film The Gunfighter, starring Gregory Peck, was initially offered to Wayne. However, Wayne had a personal grudge against Harry Cohn, the head of Columbia Pictures. Cohn had treated Wayne poorly when he was just a young actor, and Wayne refused to work for Columbia because of this. Despite the promising script, Wayne stood his ground, and the film eventually found its way to another studio, 20th Century Fox. As a result, Gregory Peck played the role that Wayne had once coveted. While Wayne's stance may have cost him some notable roles, it also revealed the depth of his character and his unwillingness to compromise on his principles. Seeing the importance of controlling his career and the types of movies he wanted to make, Wayne decided to take a big step in 1952 by starting his own production company called Jack. The name Jack might sound unusual, but it actually comes from a movie Wayne had acted in a few years earlier called Wake of the Red Witch. In that film, there was a fictional shipping company called Batjack, and Wayne's secretary even misspelled it slightly. He liked the sound of it so much that he decided to use the name for his new company, along with the name Wayne's Fellers Productions. This move gave him the chance to produce movies he was passionate about, not only for himself, but also for other actors. The company produced several films, including some notable ones that did not star Wayne himself. For example, in 1956, they made 7 Men from Now, which marked the beginning of a famous partnership between director Bud Bodger and actor Randolph Scott. The same year, they produced Gun the Man Down, which starred James Arness, then an up-and-coming actor. Even though Wayne enjoyed acting and being in front of the camera, he found satisfaction in making films behind the scenes through Jack. One of his most praised performances came in 1954 with The High and the Mighty, directed by William Wellman, where Wayne played a heroic co-pilot and received excellent reviews for his role. In addition to his acting career, Wayne had a fondness for flying movies. He played pilots in several films such as Flying Tigers in 1942, Flying Leathernecks in 1951, Island in the Sky in 1953, Wings of Eagles, and Jet Pilot in 1957. These roles reflected his love for aviation and his interest in portraying brave pilots on the big screen. Through the creation of Jack and his various film choices, Wayne gained more control over his work, allowing him to craft movies that matched his vision, and his passion for flying roles showed another side of his dynamic career. Later in his life, John Wayne's family life was full of interesting stories, and some ups and downs. He married 3 times, and his personal life was just as colorful as his film career. His first wife was Josephine Alicia, a woman of Spanish-American heritage, and together they had 4 children. Their children were Michael, born in 1934, and who passed away in 2003, Mary Antonia, also known as Tony, born in 1936, and who died in 2000, Patrick, born in 1939, and Melinda, born in 1949, and Melinda, born in 1940, and passing away in 2022. Despite the happiness of having a big family, his marriage to Josephine ended in divorce. Later, he married 2 other women, Esperanza Bao and Pilar, both from Latin America. With Pilar, he had 3 more children, named Isa, born in 1956, John Ethan, born in 1962, and Marissa, born in 1966. Several of John Wayne's children chose to follow in his footsteps and work in the entertainment business. His son Ethan sometimes used the name John Ethan Wayne when acting. In the 1990s, Ethan got a leading role in a new version of the famous TV show Adam 12. Fans might also see Ethan on the History Channel's Pawn Stars, where he helps verify items connected to his father's movie career. Interestingly, John Wayne's granddaughter Jennifer is now a singer in a country music group called Runaway June. Aside from his family and acting, John Wayne loved tennis. With encouragement from his wife Pilar, who loved tennis as well, he built the John Wayne Tennis Club in Newport Beach, California, in 1973. Later, in 1995, the club changed hands and is now called the Palisades Tennis Club. One fun fact about John Wayne is from his movie The Quiet Man, made in 1952. In that film, his character says he is 6 feet 4.5 inches tall, which is about 194 centimeters. This fact was actually confirmed by Pilar in her book titled John Wayne: My Life with the Duke. Throughout his life, his family stories, his career in movies, and his interests like tennis all made John Wayne's personal life just as rich as his time on screen. First, consider that John Wayne's personal life was often complicated and filled with emotional struggles. His divorce from Esperanza Bauer, a former Mexican actress, was especially messy and filled with accusations and drama. Esperanza suspected Wayne of having an affair with his co-star Gail Russell, which both actors denied. The situation worsened after they finished filming the movie Angel and The Bad Men in 1947. During a supposed celebration party, things turned sour when Esperanza, who was reportedly intoxicated, tried to shoot Wayne as he entered their home. This incident shows how tense and unstable their relationship had become. Aside from this difficult marriage, Wayne also had well-known romantic relationships. One of the most notable was with actress Merle Oberon, and their relationship lasted from 1938 to 1947. After he split from Pilar, in 1973 Wayne became involved with his former secretary Pat Stacey. Their relationship was closer, and they lived together until he died in 1979. Pat Stacey even wrote a book about their love story called Duke, a Love Story, which was published in 1983. These relationships, and the ups and downs in his personal life, reveal a man who experienced many emotional challenges and complicated romances over the years. After all, John Wayne's tough exterior was not just for show. The man himself was quite rugged and had some secrets that many fans did not know. For instance, he started losing his hair in the 1940s, and by the end of that decade, he was already wearing a hairpiece to keep his iconic look. However, it wasn't a perfect disguise, and there were times when you could see the real Wayne beneath, such as the time he was seen at Gary Cooper's funeral without his hairpiece. According to a Life magazine report, this glimpse showed a glimpse of his genuine appearance. Interestingly, Wayne had a humorous way of acknowledging his secret. When a student at Harvard University jokingly asked if his toupee was real hair, Wayne winked and replied, "Well, sir, that's real hair, not mine, but real hair." This shows he could joke about his appearance and not take things too seriously. Furthermore, a close friend of Wayne, a California congressman named Alfonso E. Bell Jr., shared insights into Wayne's personality. He said that what people saw on screen was pretty much what they got in real life. Despite his tough image, Wayne had a great sense of humor and a kind side. Congressman Bell also mentioned a plaque engraved with Wayne's words, which reflected his outlook on life. It said that each person is a mix of good and not so good qualities, and when considering others, it is important to remember the good things about them. Wayne believed in giving people the benefit of the doubt, even if they were not perfect. This shows that behind his tough and rugged image, there was a person who appreciated kindness and believed in seeing the better side of others. His secrets reveal a man who was not just a tough actor, but someone with humor, humility, and a sense of understanding for others. Although many people know John Wayne as a legendary actor and a symbol of rugged masculinity, few realize that he also had a deep love for books and a surprising interest in chess. During his free time between shooting scenes and riding horses, Wayne often found comfort in reading. He enjoyed works by classic authors such as Charles Dickens, Arthur Conan Doyle, and Agatha Christie. His favorite books included Charles Dickens's David Copperfield and Doyle's historical novels The White Company and Sir Nigel. For Wayne, reading was a way to unwind and escape, providing a peaceful alternative to the demanding life of filmmaking. Additionally, Wayne was an avid chess player. This interest was shared with many, including the famous film critic Roger Ebert, who recounted playing a game of chess with Wayne on the set of the movie Chisholm. Wayne was not shy about playing in front of others, and often had spectators watching their matches. During one game, Wayne got so absorbed in his strategy that he accidentally revealed what he was planning with a loud outburst. Despite losing sometimes, he remained friendly and sportsperson-like, always taking the game in good humor. Another story that shows Wayne's personality and values involves his attitude toward fellow actor Rock Hudson. When someone asked him about Hudson's sexuality, Wayne reportedly responded that he didn't care if Hudson was gay because the man played great chess. This story, shared by Michael Munn, highlights how Wayne valued talent and sportsmanship over gossip or prejudice. It paints a picture of a man who appreciated skills and good character, whether on the screen or across the chessboard. Many people associate John Wayne with tough, rugged characters who embody the spirit of the American West. One notable aspect of his on-screen persona was his use of a special firearm that became a symbol of his Old West image. And lastly, a fun fact for all the gun enthusiasts out there is that John Wayne actually used the same trusty revolver in many of his Western films. This revolver was an 1873 Colt single-action Army revolver, a classic sidearm that has a long history and is highly regarded among gun collectors and historians. The Colt single-action Army was known for its reliability, powerful punch, and distinctive design, making it a favorite among soldiers, explorers, and lawmen in the late 1800s. Wayne's choice to wield this revolver on screen helped reinforce his tough image, and it became almost as iconic as he was. This firearm not only added authenticity to his performances, but also became a symbol of that era's rugged adventure and law enforcement aesthetic. Over the years, fans and collectors have admired how the revolver's classic design perfectly matched Wayne's roles as cowboy, sheriff, and soldier, making it a memorable part of cinematic history. The revolver's presence in so many of his films contributed to its legendary status, and its connection to John Wayne keeps the design alive in popular culture. Knowing about this special weapon adds a fascinating layer to the understanding of Wayne's on-screen legacy and the enduring appeal of the Old West. Despite his tough and rugged persona on screen, John Wayne faced serious health struggles that tested his resilience. In 1964, he was diagnosed with lung cancer, which was a shocking blow considering his image as a strong and invincible figure. However, instead of hiding from the truth, Wayne chose to be open about his condition. He underwent a major surgery that involved removing his entire left lung and 2 ribs. His decision to go public with his diagnosis was brave and inspiring, especially since many of his business partners were worried that the news might harm his career. Instead, Wayne used his cancer battle as a way to encourage others to pay attention to their health and get regular checkups. Remarkably, 5 years later, he was declared cancer-free, a sign of his strength and fighting spirit. There's even a story that Wayne might have coined the nickname the Big C to refer to cancer in a less frightening way, showing his sense of humor. Talking about habits, John Wayne was known for his love of cigarettes, which he started at a young age. This habit likely played a role in his lung cancer diagnosis, as smoking is closely linked to this disease. Besides cigarettes, Wayne also enjoyed whiskey, behavior that some film directors had to manage carefully. They would often schedule his scenes before noon because he was not always easy to work with later in the day. He even made a humorous comment about tequila, saying it makes your head hurt, not from a hangover but from falling and hitting your head. This suggests Wayne had a bit of a wild side, which fit with his tough image. Unfortunately, Wayne faced cancer again in 1979, just over a decade after his first fight. This time it was stomach cancer. Despite trying an experimental vaccine treatment to stay healthy, his condition worsened. On June 11, 1979, at the age of 72, John Wayne passed away at UCLA Medical Center in Los Angeles. His life was marked not only by his iconic roles, but also by his courage in facing serious health issues. Certainly, on a more serious note, John Wayne was a Freemason, a member of a large fraternal organization that has been around for many centuries. Freemasonry is known for its traditions, rituals, and principles of brotherhood, charity, and moral uprightness. Wayne attained a high rank within the organization, showing his dedication and respect for its values. In addition to his involvement in general Freemasonry, he also became a Shriner. The Shriners are a smaller group within Freemasonry, and they are well known for their charitable work, especially in helping children through hospitals and various fundraisers. Wayne's participation in Freemasonry and the Shriners reflected his personal interest in community service and his desire to contribute to society beyond his work in Hollywood. Outside of his Hollywood career, Wayne enjoyed adventures that many might not associate with a film star. In the early 1960s, he traveled frequently to Panama, a country known for its rich history and strategic importance. During his trips, Wayne purchased his own island called Toboga. He was fond of his island and often spent time there, relishing the peaceful and private environment. Sadly, after his death, Wayne's estate sold Toboga, ending his personal connection with the island. Another of Wayne's passions was his yacht, the Wild Goose. He was deeply fond of spending time on his boat, which was docked in Newport Beach Harbor. The Wild Goose was more than just a vessel. It symbolized his love for the sea and adventure. Wayne enjoyed sailing and being on the water, finding relaxation and joy during his leisure time. Because of the significance attached to the Wild Goose, it was recognized as a historic place in the United States in 2011. Throughout his life, Wayne faced various health issues, but he remained active and pursued his personal interests with enthusiasm. His love for sailing, his involvement in Freemasonry, and his adventurous trips to Panama and Toboga Island reveal a side of him that went far beyond his roles in movies and the fame he gained on screen. These interests show that Wayne was a man with diverse passions, seeking adventure and camaraderie in many forms. After John Wayne passed away in 1979, new and shocking details about his death came to light through the woman he loved at the end of his life, Pat Stacey. Her story suggested that Wayne's death was not just due to natural causes or a sudden illness, but that there was a darker, more disturbing side to his story. Stacey revealed that Wayne's illness was linked to a series of events that had begun many years earlier and involved a tragic incident during the filming of a movie called The Conqueror in 1954. During the making of the film, which was about the Mongolian warlord Genghis Khan, the cast and crew worked in a location very close to a nuclear testing site in Nevada, about 100 miles away. At that time, no one knew the dangers of the radiation released from the bomb tests, and the wind carried deadly radiation over the set. This exposure was a silent threat that affected many people involved in the project. Over the years, the radiation's effects began to reveal themselves. Out of 220 people working on The Conqueror, an astonishing 91 developed cancer, including John Wayne. Wayne fought bravely against stomach cancer, but ultimately, the disease was too powerful to defeat. His death marked the end of a courageous life, but Stacey's revelations suggest that his illness was linked to the radiation exposure from that fateful filming location. Her story changed the way many people saw Wayne's death, turning it into a tragic tale of lost potential and the terrible consequences of hidden dangers. Though he is no longer with us, John Wayne's legacy continues to inspire many, reminding us of his strength and resilience. Despite facing illness caused by unseen enemies, he remained committed to his work and his passions, demonstrating an unwavering spirit that still resonates today. His story is now not only about his iconic film career, but also about the mystery surrounding his death and the true cost of working without knowledge of the risks. Since his passing, John Wayne's legacy remains as strong and vibrant as ever. His influence extends beyond his many movies, leaving a lasting mark on American culture and the film industry. Wayne's tough, no-nonsense persona shaped the image of the rugged American hero that continues to inspire both new actors and filmmakers. His films, especially classics like Stagecoach, The Searchers, and True Grit, continue to be popular today. These movies are often studied in film programs because they show Wayne's talent and his role in shaping the Western genre. In 1979, the United States Congress honored Wayne by awarding him the Congressional Gold Medal for his contributions to the nation through his movies and public service. A year later, he was posthumously awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by President Jimmy Carter, recognizing his impact on the country and his dedication to representing American ideals. His name and image have been used in many products, from memorabilia to themed restaurants, making him a true cultural icon. Through these efforts, Wayne became a symbol of American ruggedness and individualism. His influence is also seen in philanthropy. The John Wayne Cancer Foundation was created by his family in 1985 to fight cancer. This foundation funds research and education programs, honoring Wayne's own struggle with the disease and reflecting his spirit of determination. Overall, Wayne's legacy is about more than just entertainment. It embodies values like courage, perseverance, and duty. These qualities continue to inspire many, ensuring that the legend of the Duke lives on through generations to come. First, many people remember John Wayne for his long and successful film career that started in the 1920s and lasted until the 1970s. During these many years, he starred in a lot of famous movies that made him well known around the world. One of his earliest and most important films was the 1939 movie called Stagecoach. This film was his breakthrough role because it showed his talent and helped him become a leading actor. After that, he continued to act in many more movies that showed him as a tough, brave, and patriotic hero. Some of his most famous films include The Searchers from 1956, which many fans consider one of the best Western movies ever made. In 1969, he starred in True Grit, a movie where he played a strong, determined man, and for this role, he received an important award called the Academy Award. Another popular film was The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance from 1962, where he played a rugged hero. Earlier in his career, in 1948, he was in Red River, a classic Western, and in 1952, he starred in The Quiet Man, a film set in Ireland that showed his versatility as an actor. Throughout his career, John Wayne often played roles of fearless, strong men who fought for justice and stood up for their country. Because of these roles, he became a symbol of the Western genre and American patriotism. His films helped shape the Western film style and made him one of the most memorable actors of his time. Many people remember his iconic voice, tough demeanor, and the genuine hero images he portrayed in his movies. Certainly, starting with his political views, John Wayne was well known for holding strong conservative beliefs throughout his life. He publicly expressed support for the Republican Party and openly endorsed several Republican candidates for president, showing his clear alignment with conservative principles. Moreover, Wayne was a vocal opponent of communism, which was a common stance among many Americans during the Cold War era. He backed the efforts of the House Un-American Activities Committee, actively supporting their investigations into communist influence within the entertainment industry and other areas of American life during the Red Scare. His political convictions often shaped the roles he played in movies and the stories he helped tell. Many of the films he starred in emphasized traditional American values, such as patriotism, individual strength, and standing up against evil. His characters often reflected his beliefs by embodying courage, morality, and a sense of duty to country and community. These themes became a hallmark of his career, making him not only a film star, but also a symbol of the conservative ideals that many Americans admired during his time. As a result, John Wayne's political views were an integral part of his public image and greatly influenced his work in Hollywood. Starting with his extensive list of awards and honors, John Wayne's achievements highlight his significance both in film and in American society. Throughout his career, he was recognized for his exceptional acting skills and his influence beyond the movie screen. In 1969, he won the prestigious Academy Award for Best Actor for his memorable performance in the film True Grit. This award was a major recognition of his talent and the respect he earned in Hollywood. Aside from his film awards, Wayne received high honors from the government for his contributions to the country. In 1979, he was awarded the Congressional Gold Medal, one of the highest civilian awards in the United States, given to individuals who have made outstanding contributions to the nation. The following year, after his death, he received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1980, which is the highest civilian honor in the United States. These awards show that Wayne was not only appreciated for his work as an actor, but also valued for his influence on American culture and his service to the country. His honors reflect his status as a cultural icon and his role in shaping American ideals and identity. Overall, John Wayne's awards and honors demonstrate how he left a lasting legacy both in entertainment and in the history of the nation. Certainly, besides his work in films, John Wayne's legacy has left a lasting mark on American culture and society. His name is associated with the way many people imagine strength, courage, and patriotism. This can be seen in places like the John Wayne Airport in Orange County, California, which was named after him and serves as a reminder of his importance in American life. Several statues and monuments honor him around the country, showing how much he is admired. His image and persona have become symbols of rugged individualism and rugged American spirit, making him an enduring icon for many Americans. Wayne's influence continues today through his films, which remain popular and are often considered classics. Many people see his roles as representations of traditional American values, which contribute to his lasting impact. Additionally, his influence is felt in the Western film genre, which he helped shape and popularize. His portrayal of tough, honest characters reinforce the image of the American cowboy and hero. Furthermore, his commitment to giving back is seen in the ongoing work of the John Wayne Cancer Foundation. This foundation supports cancer research and education, keeping his memory alive through efforts that help save lives and promote health. Overall, John Wayne's legacy goes well beyond his performances on the screen, and his cultural influence still shapes American perceptions of bravery, patriotism, and the frontier spirit. Certainly, John Wayne's career was greatly influenced by his work with well-known directors who played a key role in shaping his acting style and the types of films he appeared in. Among these directors, John Ford was perhaps the most important. Wayne and Ford worked together on many films, creating a strong partnership. This collaboration produced some of the most famous movies in American cinema history. One of these is the classic film Stagecoach, which helped make Wayne a star and showed his ability to play a rugged, brave cowboy. Another important film was The Searchers, where Wayne played a determined man searching for his niece. This film is still considered one of the greatest westerns ever made. They also made The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, a movie that explored themes of heroism and legend in the Old West. In addition to John Ford, Howard Hawks was another director with whom Wayne worked closely. Their collaboration resulted in important films like Red River, a story about a tough cattle drive, where Wayne played a strong leader. The film showed a different side of him, combining rugged strength with emotional complexity. Another notable movie was Rio Bravo, a lively western about a town sheriff and his friends defending a prisoner. These films with Hawks helped define Wayne's screen persona as a strong, dependable hero with a sense of justice and courage. All these collaborations contributed a great deal to Wayne's reputation and helped create some of the most memorable films in American cinema history. They allowed him to portray characters that became symbols of American strength, integrity, and resilience, making him one of the most iconic actors of his time. Then, focusing on John Wayne's involvement in military and war films, it is clear that these movies played a significant role in his career and public image. His filmography includes a substantial number of movies centered around themes of patriotism, courage, and resilience, which reflected his personal beliefs and support for the United States military. One of his most well-known films is Sands of Iwo Jima, made in 1949, where he portrayed a tough and determined Marine fighting in World War II. This film showcased his ability to embody the qualities of strength and patriotism, which resonated with many viewers. In 1962, he starred in The Longest Day, a film that depicted the D-Day invasion during World War II, emphasizing heroism and sacrifice. His role in this movie highlighted his continued commitment to representing the bravery of soldiers during wartime. Another notable film is In Harm's Way from 1965, which depicted the struggles and heroism of American sailors during World War II. In these roles, John Wayne often appeared as a resilient and heroic figure, embodying the ideals of the American spirit and fighting to protect his country. His performances in military and war films aligned with his public persona, and he became a symbol of patriotism for many Americans. His dedication to these roles helped establish his reputation as a true patriot and supporter of the U.S. military and veterans. These films not only entertained audiences but also served to honor the courage and sacrifices of soldiers who fought in various conflicts. Through his work in these movies, John Wayne contributed to a deeper appreciation of the sacrifices made by service members, and his portrayals often inspired pride and respect among Americans. His legacy as a martial hero and patriot in cinema continues to be remembered today, reflecting his impact on American culture and the film industry. Certainly, in his final years, John Wayne remained dedicated to his craft and continued acting in films despite facing serious health problems. He was known for his strong, stoic personality, and even as his health worsened, he worked hard to complete his latest projects. His last film was titled The Shootist, released in 1976. In this movie, he portrayed an aging gunfighter who was suffering from cancer, a role that reflected his own real-life battle with the disease. It was a poignant performance that showcased his talent and courage, and it became a fitting farewell to his career. As the years went by, Wayne's health continued to decline because of cancer. Despite this, he remained a symbol of strength and resilience. Sadly, he died on June 11, 1979, at the age of 72. His passing marked a significant moment in Hollywood history, as he was considered one of the most influential actors of his time. His legacy is still alive today because of the many memorable movies he made and the enduring impact he had on American culture. His characters, his tough persona, and his contributions to film continue to inspire new generations and remind people of his importance in American film history.